On the day the misunderstood and disheartened girl Xiaomei left the city, no one could have imagined that she would create a legend with her own hands deep within the towering trees. Her gaze fell upon a massive tree so thick that it would take two people to wrap their arms around it, with roots intertwined and aged bark. The most intriguing part was the secret entrance left by time. As Xiaomei approached, she noticed faint traces of previous habitation inside. For the men who have spent their time surviving in the wild, this was considered a treasure trove. This place is considered a treasure trove, with every piece of gravel and layer of loose soil carefully removed. After cleaning it up, he realized the need to expand the space, so he began digging around, using a simple shovel to scrape the yellow soil beside the tree roots. You know, that little girl digging the soil is really no less capable than the men. She piled the soil to the side and quickly created a more livable space. After confirming it was suitable to live in, she went outside to collect scattered wood under the tree. Once the wood was ready, he began constructing the framework by fastening several thick logs horizontally into the grooves of the tree trunk, relying on the natural structure for support. He then slanted longer sticks into the soil to form the outer skeleton. The 50-year-old man watching this process could probably relate the most. Despite his small stature, the child was precise and determined, adjusting each piece of wood to fit perfectly without wasting any effort. With the framework completed, he moved on to the real skillful work of weaving the walls. He found flexible vertical strips and intertwined them like weaving a bamboo basket, making the wall tightly woven. When he encountered branches that weren't flexible enough, he would soak them first and then slowly bend them with his wrist. He sat cross-legged on the ground, so focused that the surrounding sounds of wind and birds seemed to quiet down. The word meticulous is perfectly embodied in him. The wall is so well made that he left a proportionate doorway, framed it with thick wooden strips, and crafted a spiral pattern door handle from bent wooden strips. It is both beautiful and practical, making the entire tree hollow resemble a protective home. Next, he went on to mix the clay. Mix the previously dug yellow clay with water to form a paste, and when you hold a handful, it has a moist and delicate texture. He spread the mud evenly with his hands on both sides of the walls, filling all woven gaps completely. The mud stuck closely to the branch patterns, making the walls much more stable instantly. Once the clay fully dries, it transforms into a windproof and waterproof barrier, rendering this step the most critical. Regardless of whether you've constructed a house previously or not, any experienced individual would nod in approval at the child's technique. Subsequently, he returned inside and carefully laid down the intricately spiral-woven rattan mat he had crafted himself on the floor. It's both a mattress and a carpet, soft yet durable. Although the interior is not large, after his arrangement it appears warm and cozy, making one want to lie down inside for an entire afternoon. His hands covered in dirt, he layered the clay on the outside of the stones, pressing it down repeatedly. He then inserted wooden sticks as molds to shape it, allowing the smoke to escape smoothly. Finally, he placed a small slab of stone on top to prevent rainwater from seeping in. The oven slowly took shape under the heat of the flames, its color lightening as if it had become a piece of pottery he crafted himself. This oven can not only bake food but also serve as a heater on rainy days. Genuine warmth and concealment. After everything was completed, he silently observed the shelter he constructed from outside the tree hollow. Once without a home, he had successfully managed to create a sanctuary in the wilderness with his very own hands. He meticulously cleaned up the entire site, carefully stacked the remaining pieces of wood in a neat manner, and hung the usable smaller tools on the newly constructed wall. Someone asked, if you were given $1 million to live in a place like this for a year, would you do it? But Xiaomei doesn't need $1 million. She uses her hands to show everyone that as long as you stay calm, you can build a home in the wilderness.